Come with me to Japan. Here we went to Tokyo first, and I'm gonna be talking fast because I recorded a bunch of mini clips. So this is when we first got off the airplane and we took the bus, which was really nice, to our hotel in Shinjuku. We put everything down and immediately went to explore, and this was at the Don Quixote. Don Quixote had so many things, and honestly, I was super overwhelmed, but we bought a lot of stuff. We went to Kabukicho Tower to explore, and look how lively it was. They had so many places to eat and sit down and basically party, but we were a little bit tired, so we just walked around and checked out the different floors. There was like an arcade on the floor above, and there were so many gachapon games. It's basically a toy vending machine. So after that, we went down to the Starbucks, and I got a peach frappuccino, which was really good, but kind of expensive. And then we had to stop by a convenience store because I heard so many things about it and watched so many videos that I had to. This 7-Eleven was stacked, and I saw so many things I only watched videos on, especially the egg salad sandwich and this grape sorbet ice cream, which we couldn't get enough of during this trip. That's my haul and my haul from Don Quixote. Those great gummies were so good. So this is the fit check for the next day. It was so hot here. For breakfast, I found this mini cafeteria style place nearby, and we walked there, and it was a really cheap breakfast. And I tried natto for the first time because I saw a lot of videos on TikTok about it, and honestly, I did not really like it. We stopped by Konbini so often every day for refreshments because it was so hot, and then we had to get our Suica cards, which is the card for transportation, and you can even pay with it at convenience stores. We walked by the Akihabara area, which is great if you like anime, and then the Ueno area, which is great for shopping, like this Uniqlo, and great for food, like this Gyukatsu Motomura, which was so good. We then went to Asakusa Temple area, which is seen in here, and it was so hot, but it was so pretty. The architecture and history was so amazing to look at, and it was exactly like how I pictured Japan. Here, I did a traditional hand washing thing at the temple. I'm not sure myself, but then we headed to the Tokyo Sky Tree, and there was honestly so much to do there. This was a little market across where there was like a fresh food selection. The fish looked so pretty, and we just chilled here before our time slot up the Tokyo Sky Tree around sunset, which I was so excited about. Like, look at these sushi platters. We came back for it, don't worry. Downstairs the Tokyo Skytree, there was a huge shopping area which I wasn't aware of. It was like a little city, and it had so many character stores like Pokemon, Kirby, shown here. All the merch was so cute, and they even had a Doraemon shop, and the merch was adorable, of course. We didn't get much, but as I walked around, I wanted everything. I do see this, and when we were up there, the views were gorgeous. So we got a great time slot around sunset, so we were able to see the sun setting, and it was orange and so beautiful. The city was gorgeous. Like, yeah, it really was. But it was really busy at this time, which we expected. And we stayed there until the sun set and the lights started turning on. We were there for a while before we got hungry and decided to leave. We wanted the Kura sushi across the street, but it was so busy that we went back to the market I showed you before and got huge platters of sushi and ate it at the Tokyo Sky Tree, like downstairs. It was so good, but people were definitely staring. We came back to Shinjuku and we saw the famous cat billboard, so we had to stay and watch. Of course, that's the only right thing to do. So here you can see it's so adorable, it looks so real, and it made me really want to go to a cat cafe. So after that, we went back to our hotel because it had been a long day. I learned that almost every hotel there provides really nice basic amenities like slippers, pajamas, which is basically a robe, combs, toothbrushes, shaving things, and like everything you could wish for. We had so much planned for the next day, like going to Tsukiji Market early for the food market, and I was so excited because I watched so many videos on street food and the markets. And we got this huge like prawn cracker. The line was really long, but it was really worth it. I didn't take a video of it, but I got tamago egg stick, which was like 150 yen, and it was so cheap and so good if you like sweet egg things. Then we went to take the train to Ginza, which is famous for its shopping. This is at Ginza 6, where there's like a market in the bottom. And as you go up, there are like more high-end stores. So we walked around here for a while and ate a lot, of course. I decided to buy new perfume and get some refreshing juice. It's so hard to find veggies and fruits here for cheap, so I got a lot of fresh juices. I felt so fancy walking around here, and this is also the home to the Uniqlo and Muji flagship stores, which we of course had to visit. We even got personalized embroidered bags from Uniqlo. I found this popular duck ramen place on Google Maps, and it was so good, and there was no line because the ultimate hack here is to eat at off times for less lines, like 2 p.m. for lunch, or I don't know, just at off times. We love Muji, so then we headed to the Muji flagship store, and they sold so many things from food, clothing, skincare, home decor. They had everything you could want here, honestly. I bought a pair of cheap sandals shown here, and they're really comfy. Another hack is to use Google Maps for everything, not just for transportation. Like, if you want good food, put in what you want in Japanese. Like, I translated sushi to Japanese and put that into the search bar, and I was rewarded with a bunch of great, authentic places that a lot of locals went to. What shocked me was that there was a Muji hotel on the top floor, and I have no idea what that's like, but that's really cool as well. Like, you see Muji Hotel here. And then we went to Loft, and there was so much shopping there as well. I was in heaven. We then decided to go back to Shinjuku and visit this street of izakayas called Omoide Yokocho. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly, but it was so pretty and smelled so good from everyone eating delicious food. So next is my favorite ice cream, this. From any convenience store, I also got a smoothie of fruit and veggies, which is so hard to come by around Japan, so I had to get it. And it was really refreshing. I also got this fruit sando from there, and that was also good. The next day I went to Shibuya, famous for the Shibuya crossing shown here. Honestly, it was a lot smaller than I expected, but it was still cool to cross because I've always dreamed of crossing it. And there were so many people there recording as well. I was one of them. Came to Shibuya for Shibuya Sky, and I recommend to reserve in advance if you want sunset, but we weren't able to and got in the middle afternoon instead, and it was so hot. But look at these weirdly shaped watermelons. That was really cool. Even though the views were really gorgeous, we decided to go through this a little fast because the sun was beating down on us, and it was not making the best experience. But look at that. We love Tokyo. At the top, there were so many seating areas you can chill at, but it was just so hot. There were even mist stations to cool people off. After this, we were starving, so we walked around and looked at these Mario Kart carts that we saw in the middle of the street of people who were driving. But yeah, we stumbled upon this amazing udon place. It was so refreshing, and look at that egg yolk. It was perfect. They even came with a sesame grinder that you could grind yourself and put on top of your udon. Later this day, we went to Yokohama, which is the Japanese Chinatown, and 40-minute train ride. I went to a hedgehog cafe myself because my parents didn't want to go, so while they walked around the Chinatown, I went in and fed these hedgehogs, and it was so cute because hedgehogs are my favorite animal. I felt kind of bad that they were here so confined, and they were so scared of any touch, so it made me feel really bad for them. But I already paid, so I went around looking at all the animals. They even had ferrets, and they were so cute. Hey, look at this one sleeping right here. They were so friendly and walked around and ran. Like, look how cute they are. Oh my god. And they were so soft and fluffy. And when they were sleeping, they were even cuter. They also had meerkats, which I was shocked about, and those two were so playful. They were like jumping on me while I was sitting there, and they loved to be petted. Like, look at this. Oh my god. They were so playful. You have to be really careful around these animals. It wasn't that busy, which I was glad about. But the thing about these animal cafes is that you pay a fee for each person when you come in, and it covers the animals and the drink that it comes with if it does. And you have to pay extra if you want to feed the animals as well.
We are now in Yokohama. Just was in Chinatown, now we're in the Waterfront. My dad said that this cruise.
Then we decided to stop by the Cup Noodle Museum. This was really fun, and we even got to make our own personalized cup noodle. And I forget what I got in mine. I think it was shrimp, chicken flavored, and you gotta decorate it. So I put a lot of Japanese things in it. These are the toppings you can put in, and we watched it be made in real time. They added the toppings first, and they were really cute. Well, after the noodles, of course. You could pick a couple. Yeah, I got shrimp flakes, chicken flakes, corn, and some scallion for some greens, of course. We then watched the lid go on, and then they sealed that up and put it into the sealer to seal the entire thing in a bag. I went through this heat processor thing, which vacuum seals it onto the container, and then it gets given to us. We were able to put it in a cup noodle bag too. And then for dinner, we really wanted sukiyaki, so we went back to Shibuya and got this, and it was delicious. It was all you can eat, and we even came back another time because it was that good. I think it was only like $3 USD per person for all you can eat too. The next day, we decided to go to Team Labs because we had a reservation there, and we had some time to kill, so we went to the government center in Shinjuku. It was free to go up there, and then they had these stamps at like almost all these tourist spots, which were really fun to collect. And the train to Team Labs was really nice, and there were a lot of views too. For Team Labs, I recommend reserving it way in advance and going at an earlier time because everyone is barefoot and they can get a little smelly in there, but they clean your feet really well before entering, and I think it was the best they could have done, honestly. This was such an immersive experience, and I also recommend wearing pants, shorts, or shorts underneath dresses or skirts because there are a lot of mirrored floors, like in most of the rooms, and you don't want anything that you don't want showing up that people can see. I think they provide shorts as well if you need it though. This light room was one of my favorites because the lights were so sparkly and shimmery, and I just wanted to stare at everything. I also took like a million pictures here. As you can probably tell, the other rooms were really cool. Like this water one was up to my knees, and it was kind of dark in there, but in person it's a lot cooler. The next room had all of these balloons, and it was really immersive. Like, the colors were so bright, but not too bright. It was still enjoyable to go through and take pictures, and yeah. And I think the room after that we stayed in the longest actually, because there were so many flowers all over the walls, and if you just sat there and enjoyed the views, it was really nice. After that, it was the egg room that I've seen everywhere on social media. And honestly, it was a little smaller than I was expecting, but it was still cool to look at, even though it didn't take that long to go through the whole thing. After that, there was another section for the hanging flowers, which is probably the most popular exhibit that I've seen online. The flowers were hanging from the ceiling, and it was really pretty because there were mirrors everywhere to reflect it and make it look like a whole garden. Since it was lunchtime, we went to Toyosu Market, which is the old inner market of Tsukiji. After that, we took the train to Harajuku, and on the way in the train, we saw a bunch of these lunch boxes that looked really yummy. We then went to Harajuku to continue shopping, and there were a bunch of really cute stores that we walked by. As we walked along the street, we saw a bunch of really well-priced things, and they were also really cute. And I had to stop by the Sanrio store, but unfortunately I didn't get anything since we were on the hunt for food. We decided to finally try an Ichiran ramen, which is a very popular ramen place for solo eaters. You pay with cash at the vending machine, you decide what you want, and you get a ticket. And once you get seated, you give that to the waiter behind the wall that you're sitting at, little cubby. And it's really a personalized experience where you don't have to interact with anyone. I know people say this place is overrated and that you can find better places, which I don't doubt, but at the same time, I really enjoyed it, and it was one of the best ramens I've ever had. The egg was gorgeous, and we got some dessert too, and that was really good if you like the taste of almonds. And honestly, I don't even think the line was that bad since we waited around 30 minutes or even less than that at a pretty popular location as well. After food, a lot of stores were getting ready to close, but I looked on Google and I found a Kittyland, which is a chain of stores that have a bunch of like characters, and this place had a Snoopy Town and a bunch of Studio Ghibli. I remember some Kirby, Pokemon, and it was really cute to look at if you really like knickknacks and cute things. I, of course, had to buy something from the Snoopy Town shop. Well, this was actually our last full day in Tokyo before heading off to Taiwan. We are going to Taipei after this, and after Taipei, we will go to Osaka and Kyoto in Japan, and then finally back to Tokyo for a couple of days before heading back home. This is us exploring the airport before heading out, and it was really cute. Had that traditional vibe to it, and the food was also really good and really cheap. Like this rice bowl I had was pretty good for an airport meal, I would say, and it was like $5, maybe even less. But as much as I hated to say goodbye to Tokyo, I was really excited for Taipei. So I'll see you guys in the next vlog in Taipei.